بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
ألف لام ميم تنزيل الكتاب لا ريب فيه من رب العالمين.
بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. اللهم إنا نسألك الإخلاص في القول والعمل. اللهم إنا نسألك علما نافعا. اللهم صل وسلم على نبينا محمد آمين رب العالمين. Okay, welcome everybody. Inshallah, we are going to continue with our Surah As-Sajdah today. SubhanAllah, we've almost completed a whole side if you're looking at the Uthmani script. So we're moving along, alhamdulillah. May Allah accept this from us and may Allah keep our intentions sincerely for Him. And may Allah allow us to reach to the end of it and allow us to benefit from whatever we learn in terms of the understanding and the correct pronunciation. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Okay, so I'm just bringing up the ayah today. So we are on ayah number 11. And inshallah, we will start, of course, with the isti'adha. Yeah, okay, we'll start with the isti'adha, inshallah. So, Sister Shazia, if you could join me for the isti'adha today, please. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
I can see you're still working on your hamza and your ain at the beginning.
Yeah.
Good, keep going
I
with
was
that. The hum.
practicing today.
Good, alhamdulillah. The hamza is sounding a lot better. The ain just needs a little bit more. You need to squeeze at the makhraj of the ain. So the hamza is good, keep it as it is, and then the ain just needs a bit of a squeeze. The other thing I would say, Sister Shazi, when you say billahi, this ha is the ha from the bottom of the throat. At the moment, it's a little bit mixed. It sounds like I can hear some of the other ha mixed into it. So remember, this is from the bottom of the throat where we say ah from. The same place where the hamza comes from. Ah ha. Is this ha? It's no squeezing in the throat. It's very relaxed. So we say billahi. It's very similar to English when we say, for example, hello, how are you? We don't say hello. We say hello. It's very relaxed, very calm. There's no effort really, no extra effort put into it. The same thing with this one, billahi. Try it again, billahi.
Billahi.
This one, barakallah fihi, much better. I think this one you can fix much easier than the ayn and the hamza at the beginning. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
Ain
Bifadlillah.
has been my best friend for a long time, so it will take time.
It will, yeah. Some things do take time, and it was the same with me when we are
Yeah.
on our Quran learning journey. There are always things that take time, and we've all experienced it. I had a couple of things that I had to work on; they did take time. So, alhamdulillah, we just keep our intentions sincere, and we keep going.
Yeah.
Let's try it again, Sister Shazia. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Yes. Yeah, mashallah, barakallah fiki. The ha was spot on, alhamdulillah. Keep that going and stay firm in that. May Allah give you firmness in that. Ameen.
It's my voice is breaking. Is it for me or for?
Can everybody else hear me okay? People in the YouTube,
Yes.
can you hear me okay?
Yes, we
Somebody
can.
could.
Yes.
Okay, that is from my side.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Okay, let's continue. So, Papa Roxana, if you would like to join me for the Basmallah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Just be careful, Pupaji, when you say Ar-Rahman again, when you say the Ra, don't circle the lips. Try to keep the lips flat because you're keeping it slightly circled and then it's impacting the ha because you keep it like that even for the ha. So remember, keep the lips flat, okay, and relaxed. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim.
Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim.
Yes, Barakallahu Fiki sounds much better. Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khairan. Okay, Sister Isha, if you would like to join me for this part, inshallah. So we have here the word قُل. Now, just a reminder that sometimes when we, the etiquette of when we are reciting the ayat is, if the ayah is talking about something which is like paradise, Jannah, or the qualities of Allah, the names of Allah, about what is in store, the qualities of the believers and things like this, we say the isti'adha and we say the basmala. Typically, if we this is not hard and fast rules, these are just manners towards how we, or what is preferred. It's not something which you have to stick to. And if you say the basmala, it's okay. But if you have ayahs talking about punishment or hypocrites or shaitan, then we often just say the isti'adha and then start the ayah. We don't need to say the basmala. In this case, we are talking, the ayah here is talking about the angel of death when he comes. So you don't need to say the basmala here, but I did add it in just for the sake of practice, inshallah. Okay, so Sister Isha, we have here qul. Now the qaf is a heavy letter, so we have to make sure we say qu, and also make sure you're using the right makhraj. If you have like a type of sound in there, if you can hear the breath, this means your back of the tongue is too forward. It needs to be further back in the mouth. Remember we said the back of the tongue touches the uvula, or what we call the soft palate, the dangly bit that you can see when you open your mouth, right at the back. And we circle the lips for this because of the dhamma. We say qu. So you get a circling of the lips. And then when you get to the lam, when you join it with the lam, you do not need to circle the lips anymore. Qul, qul. If you keep the lips circled for the lam is very easy to make the lam sound heavy. So be careful of that, inshallah. Then we have the word yatawaffakum. Now the fa here is a letter of what we, this is I've mentioned this before, it's a letter of rakhawa. And this means that when we join the fa with the letter before it, we let it run. Okay, and it's an airy letter, so we let it run with the breath. Okay, not the sound of the voice. We say yatawaffakum. Okay, so the fa, when the joining fa runs, and then after we let it run, we then go straight to the fatha and we say fa. And of course, we know that we can see that there is a mad alif here, so we prolong it for about 2 counts. It's mad al-tabi'i, and it's harakatayn, it is 2 counts. We then have the word kum. We have to again make sure that we circle our lips for the dhamma. This kaf is a different kaf. It's not the same as the qaf we said at the beginning. Okay, so this kaf now is the one where you don't go so back towards the soft palate. The makhraj, or the articulation point of this kaf, is a bit more forward or in front of the qaf. Okay, Sister Isha, let's try this, inshallah. قُلْ يَتَوَفَّاكُمْ.
قُلْ يَتَوَفَّاكُمْ.
Sister Isha, just be careful. You know the wow, you want to keep the wow light. And please check yourself also at home. Make sure that you're not saying yata wa. You don't want to say wa, you want to say wa. Rhyme it. If you're saying ya, da, wa, all 3 of the letters have the same light endings. So we keep that. Even for the fa, we keep the same ending, the same ah sound, even in the mud. Yatawaffakum.
يَتَوَفَّاكُمْ.
Barakallahu fiki, much better, alhamdulillah. Then we have then this is followed by the meme sakina at the end of this word, followed by the meme in the next word. This is what we call idgham mutamathilain. Okay, and it's, for those of you that have studied the relationship of the letters, it's idgham mutamathilain saghir, and we do the idgham, we merge. This means that we hold the joining kum. So we say yatawaffakum malak. Okay, so we prolong the joining of the meme. Then we have malakul. Again, this kaf is the same as the kaf in kum. We must make sure that these kafs are both sounding the same. Okay, they come from the same place. Sometimes we can change the makhraj, so be careful of this one, inshallah. The kaf malakul, malakul. The kaf is then joined to the next lam. Lam, I'm hoping some of you can guess what I'm going to say about the lam. Of course, we know from previous sessions, it is tawassut, so don't make it too short, don't make it too long, you don't want to bounce it. Malakul maut, not malakulla. If you're saying malakulla, kulla, this is the bounce. Okay, this is the bounce I'm talking about. You don't want to say that. Malakul maut. You keep the lam running for just a little bit, not too long. The waw here in al-maut is rakhawa. So this means that when we pronounce this waw, we have to stay on it longer than we stay on the lam. The lam is tawassut, but the waw is even longer. So it's a rakhawa letter. Keep it running even longer than you do the lam. Let's try it up until here, Sister Isha. قُلْ يَتَوَفَّاكُمْ مَلَكُ الْمَوْتِ.
قُلْ يَتَوَفَّاكُمْ ملك الموت.
Alhamdulillah, Jazakallah khairan. When I stop on this word, for those of you that do know, this becomes, if I stop on the word al-maut, this waw is madleen arid lis-sukun. And this can be 2, 4, or 6 counts. So you may notice that Sister Isha recited it a bit less than I did. And that's acceptable because we can make it 2 counts, we can make it 4 counts, we can make it 6 counts if we are stopping. If, however, I carry on reading and I say Malakul Mawti Alladhi, if I carried on reading, then this wow is just the normal rakhawa. We just let it run and then we go on to the ta. Okay, so we'll say Al-Mawti Alladhi Al-Maw Al-Maw Al-Maw. The lam is shorter than the wow. Then we have the ta joining with the lam. Again, the joining lam is tawassut again. So we have to make sure the timing of this lam is the same as the lam in al-maut. Al-maut alladhi. Al-maut alladhi. Okay. We have the dal followed by the ya. This ya is a mad tabi'i, harakatain. Again, 2 count mad. So be careful you're not cutting the dal too short. You're not saying alladhi. You're saying alladhi. Let it run for a bit. It's 2 counts. We have the word wukila. Wukila. Now again, make sure you are circling the lips for the wow and the dhamma on it. Woo. And you should feel yourself pushing out when you say woo. Woo. It is not wo. And be careful not to say wo. Hear yourself, please, when you recite this. Everybody say, Sister Isha, could you say it with me? Wukila.
وكلا.
MashaAllah, barakallah fiki. What you'll find is, please do, I hope that you all followed and also recited to yourself and listened to yourself. You have to be careful that you're not saying wo and you're saying woo. Okay, so you push out wooki. So you must hear the oo and not say wo. This is very common. The la, be careful not to prolong it. It's very easy to do to say wukila, especially when you've just prolonged the in alladhi. You don't want to say wukila now. You don't want to be adding a mad alif. Keep it as 1 count. Wukila bikum. Wukila bikum. Wukila bi. La bi. You moved from the lam to the ba. It's 1 count. Wukila bikum. Okay. Inshallah, let's try this from the beginning, Sister Isha, and all of us at home as well. قل يتوفاكم ملك الموت الذي وكل بكم.
قل يتوفاكم ملك الموت الذي وكل بكم.
Barakallah fiki, jazakallah khairan, Sister Isha. Prophet Roxana, if you could join me for the next part, please. We have the word thumma. The thumma, again, we are circling the lips for the dhamma. Be careful. Common mistake is to pronounce the tha as a sin. So you want to make sure you don't do that. You don't want to be saying su. It is thu. You'll notice the makhraj or the articulation point of the tha is the tongue. It's from the tarful lisan, the tip of the tongue, and the tip of the tongue touches the bottom edge of the upper 2 incisors. Okay, and it sticks out a little bit. Okay, so the tongue will stick out a little bit, touching the bottom edge of the upper 2 incisors. So we say thu, thumma. Joining with the meme is, of course, akmal ghunna. We stay on it. Thumma, thumma. Prophet Roxana?
Thumma.
Good. And your meme is nice and light. Good. You're not saying more. So good, Prophet Roxana. Barakallah fiki. Then we have ila. Ila, we have to make sure that this hamza is sharp. It has a quality called shidda. And this means that we don't say thumma that is called hamza musahhala, and this is not the quality of this hamza in this case. So we say thumma i. Thumma i. There's a sharpness. You cut off the sound, you start the sound again. The lam has a mad alif after it. This is again mad tabi'i. It is harakatain. It is 2 counts. So make sure you prolong this for 2 counts. We have rabbikum. The ra again is heavy, like we have seen before. It has a fatha. So we've seen many ra with fatha on them in previous ayat, and they are always heavy. We join it with the ba, rabbikum, and then kum, of course, we've discussed before. The one thing I do want to mention about the rabbikum is the meme here. The meme is followed by the letter ta. This rule is Izhar shafawi. Okay, this means that when we recite the meme, we make it clear, and there is no merging or hiding of the meme. The meme is read very clearly, and meme is a letter of tawassut, which means, again, not too long, not too short. Stay on it for a bit. Don't rush it. Don't bounce it. Okay, so stay on it for a little bit and then go on to dita. Let's do it up until ربكم, Pupaji. ثم إلى ربكم.
ثم إلى ربكم.
The ra on the fatha on the ra just needs to be made clearer, Pupaji, because it sounds like you're saying ra. The fatha needs to be complete, and it's a heavy ra. ربكم.
ربكم.
Yes, let's try it together. Again from ثم إلى ربكم.
ثم إلى ربكم.
Better, Barakallahu Fiki. And then we have the word turja'un, the ta again joined with the ra. We've seen the ra sakina before. When a ra has a dhamma before it, we pronounce this ra heavy. So be careful not to say tur. You want to say tur, it's heavy, tur. And the ra is tawassut, which means you do stay on it for a bit. Turja'un. Pupaji?
ترجعون.
One more time. ترجعون.
ترجعون.
No, but the ain, you just need to squeeze properly in the middle for the ain. ترجعون.
ترجعون.
Better, barakallahu fiki. Let's do the whole thing. ثم إلى ربكم ترجعون.
ثم إلى ربكم ترجعون.
Barakallahu fiki. Jazakallah khairan, properly. Alhamdulillah. Very well done. Alhamdulillah. Okay, let's move on to the next page, inshallah, or the next ayah. And this we'll complete this ayah, inshallah, today, and then we'll just continue with the rest tomorrow, inshallah. We have here walau tara. Walau. Now, when you stop on this wow is again rakhawa, just how we saw in the word al-maut. You let it run. You do not cut it too short. And you make sure you are saying it from the lips. So you should feel a slight pressure on your lips. Walau. Walau. You don't want to be saying walau. This is from the jawf. And sometimes, for those of you that are familiar and have done our courses, we know that the waw can sometimes, we have the mad waw, which is from the jawf, and then we have the mutaharrik waw, which is from the lips. This waw is mutaharrik because it is lean, it is not mud. So we pronounce it from the lips. So you should feel the engagement of the lips as you say this. Tara, this ra is heavy. This alif mud is, because it is followed by a hamza, we've seen this rule before. It is across two words, so this is mad jaiz munfasil. It is 4 or 5 counts in continuation. If we stop on the word tara, then it will be 2 counts. It will be a regular mad tabi'i. Idil mujrimina, again, the lam is tawassut. The jim, don't forget the qalqala. We want to say al-mujrimuna. Okay. The ra here, I think this is the first time maybe we are seeing a ra which is light. It has a kasra. When the ra has a kasra or a zir, then we make it light. We don't say a ri. We say ri. It's nice and light. Nakisu, we have the fatha, the mad alif here, which is 2 counts again. We don't rush this. It's nakisu. Also, we have the same wow at the end of this word. So both of these na and su, the mads here are both equal in timing. They are both 2 counts. Nakisu. Okay. Then we have the word ru'usihim. Again, ra with a dhamma. We know it's heavy. Hamza again is shidda. Be careful not to make the ra too soft. You don't want to be saying ru. See, this is not sharp and clear enough. You want to say ru'u. Okay, so the hamza needs to be sharp. It needs to stand out. Ru'usihim. If you find that you're saying ru'u, it's because what you're doing is you're keeping the vocal cords open, and they're just coming to close, but then they open again. You want to close the vocal cords completely, ru, and then it's like you're starting again, and your vocal cords open for the hamza. Okay, see him. You got to just make sure that the the kasras are clear here. You're saying e. You're not saying ru'usi. You're saying ru'usihim. Okay, just make sure that they are clear. Let's do it till here first. Sister Shireen here. Look. Yes, she is. Sister Shireen, if you would like to join me for this part. وَلَوْ تَرَى إِذِ الْمُجْرِمُونَ نَاكِسُو رُؤُوسِهِمْ.
ولو ترى إذ المجرمون ناكسوا رؤوسهم.
Okay, Sister Shireen, could you just repeat this part for me, please? إِذِ الْمُجْرِمُونَ.
إذ المجرمون.
Okay, so you want to be a bit careful with the mud here, the mud wow. For those of you at home, listen out, because this is again a very common mistake. The meme, we know it has a gunna. The noon also has a gunna, but the mud wow in the middle does not have gunna. So you have sometimes the common mistake is that we start the gunna in the meme and then the gunna stays in the wow. So instead, so the incorrect way that we say it is that we say moona, moo. The sound is going through the khayshun for the whole part of moona, but it shouldn't. It starts with moo, oo. You have a oo in the middle, no gunna in the middle part. Al mujrimuna, not. So I'm going to say the incorrect way now. Al mujrimuna, moona. This is incorrect. Al mujrimuna. Sister Shireen.
المجرمون
Say una.
أون
So oo again. I want you to feel how your voice is for your oo. Una.
أون
Good. Now say oo.
أو
Now this oo, I'm going to add the meme at the beginning. Keep the oo. Oo moo.
أو مو
Good. So you want to keep it the same now. I'll make you say it again, then we'll say the word. Umu al-mujrimuna.
أو مو المجرمون
Mm. One of the things that you may be doing, Sister Shireen, is when you say Muna, if you make the gap between the lips too small, so you circle the lips for Muna, but if you make it too small, it's difficult for your voice to come out, and it's very easy to make the sound go through the khayshum. You want to make the gap in between the lips a little bit bigger, so it is easier, not too big, but a little bit like, instead of saying moo, you want to be saying moo. There's a slightly bigger gap so that it's easier for the voice to come. Inshallah, practice this. I'll check it again, inshallah, in another lesson, inshallah. Then we have, of course,
شكرا
عند ربهم barakallahu fiki. We have عند. Again, this is a rule that we've seen before, not with the letter dal. We saw it with the letter sin in insan. This is إخفاء حقيقي. So again, what do we do with إخفاء حقيقي? We hide the noon. The tip of the tongue does not go to the makhraj of noon. Instead, this time it gets ready and goes close to the articulation point of the dal. Where is the dal? The tip of the tongue behind the upper two front teeth. But we do not touch the top until we pronounce the dal with a fatha. عند. Sister Shireen, عند.
عند
Barakallah fiki. Good. And it's nice and light. Okay. Good. Rabbihim. Again, we have a heavy ra. The meme is tawassut again. So make sure that you let the meme go for a little while. It is idhar shafawi again. So the meme has to be clear. Rabbihim rabbana. Okay. So stay on the meme for a little bit and then go on to the next word. Again, the ra is heavy in rabbana. Then we have again this mad alif followed by a hamza. We saw this here also with the mad alif followed by a hamza. It's the same rule. Mad ja is munfasil. It is 4 or 5 counts long. In the case of wasal, if we carry on reading the next word, in the case of waqf, it will be 2 counts. If we're stopping on the word, we won't stretch it as long. We have abasarna. The ba here is qalqala, so we bounce it. Now again, the ba is a light letter. If you find yourself saying you don't want to be saying you want to say abasarna. Now this word is quite tricky, so I'm going to explain it a little bit more. We have the ba, which is light, so we say So Sister Isha, if you no Sister Shazia, if you could say for me, please,
أب.
So good, barakallahu fiki. Then you notice Abba itself is very, very light. We say in a very easy fashion. There's not much effort in it. We want to keep this as it is. It is followed by a sad. The sad is a heavy letter. It is a letter of isti'la. It also has itbaq, that trapping sound. So this time we're doing the sad heavy. The direction of the sound is towards the middle of the upper palate. We say sa, sa, sa. Right? So be careful, because sometimes what happens is they see a heavy sad and they start to make the ba heavy. But no, keep abba as it is. Leave that as it is, nice and protected. Once you finished abba, then you go to the heavy sad, where you have to try and make your voice directed towards the middle of the upper palate, and you make it nice and heavy. So Sister Shazia, if you could just try the sad, fa. Good, excellent, Barakallah. This is good. Now we're going to put it together with the a. Could you say abasa?
أبص.
Very good. And then the Sad is then joint with a Ra. The Ra is heavy, so Alhamdulillah, we don't need to worry about switching quickly to a light letter. Alhamdulillah. You keep the Ra heavy, and then you have the Noon at the end with the Mad Alif. Let's try this, Sister Shazia. أبصرنا.
أبصرنا.
Good. The Ra is the Tawassut, so we want to keep the sound running for a little bit, not too long. أبصرنا.
أبصرنا. Wait.
Barakallahu feeki.
أبصرنا.
The itbaq on the Sad is a little bit reduced now.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Because
try
of the
again.
Ra. Because, yeah. أبصرنا.
أب, nice and light. أبصا, أبصرنا.
أبصرنا.
Not bad, Barakallahu feeki. Not a bad effort at all. Alhamdulillah. Okay, Sister Shazia, if you then say وَسَمِعْنَا. Now, I want to mention a few things which are consistent in the next few words, and that is the Ain, the Ra, the Ain again, and the Lam. All of these letters that I have underlined here, they are all tawassud. So all of them are the same amount of time. Don't prolong, don't make any one of them longer than the other or shorter than the other. Okay, so this is where the balance in our recitation comes. So I'm going to say it, and then inshallah, Sister Shazia, try to say it after me. وَسَمِعْنَا فَارْجِعْنَا نَعْمَلْ.
وسمعنا فارجعنا نعمل.
The Ain, the last one, Na'amal, was a little bit bounced. Remember, hold the squeezing,
Okay.
and then until you finish. Na'amal.
نعمل.
Good. This is better. We'll do these three again. وَسَمِعْ, and everybody at home as well, please. وَسَمِعْنَا فَارْجِعْنَا نَعْمَلْ.
وسمعنا فارجعنا نعمل.
Not bad, Barakallahu Fiki. Not bad, Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khairan. Just be careful, Sister Shazia. One other thing, when you say فَارْجِعْنَا, the Ra is heavy. Okay, so this Ra, when we say فَارْجِعْنَا, the Ra is heavy. We don't want to say far, we want to say far. Okay, so heavier, inshallah. That's right. Let's start from ربنا, Sister Shazia. ربنا أبصرنا وسمعنا فارجعنا نعمل.
ربنا أبصرنا سمعنا فارجعنا نعمل.
Okay, so your ains need a bit of work, Sister Shazia, because some of the ains, you're not holding it for the right timing. You kind of hold it and then stop, and then there's a pause. If you find yourself saying وَسَمِعْنَا, sami', it's like my sound has stopped. Remember, for the ain, for the tawassul, the sound has to carry on. وَسَمِعْنَا. Okay, so you want the ain, the flow to carry on. Say this again for me. وَسَمِعْنَا.
وسمعنا.
Yes, that's better. Okay, that's better. You're just going to have to keep practicing this, inshallah. Let's continue. Na'mal, I didn't want to stop on the word na'mal because, of course, salihan goes, it completes the meaning. So it's better to say فَرْجِعْنَا نَعْمَلْ صَالِحًا. Again, this sad, it's the same as we saw in the sad أَبْصَرْنَا, heavy, trapping, sound pointing upwards. Sister Shazia, صَالِحًا.
صالحا.
Good. Barakallahu fiki. Jazakallah khairan. Good. Alhamdulillah. Papa Juksana, if you can do the last part, we'll start from Rabbana, and I just want to hear you say it as well. ربنا أبصرنا وسمعنا فارجعنا نعمل صالحا.
ربنا أبصرنا وسمعنا فارجعنا نعمل صالحا.
فارجعنا, heavy ra, Papa.
فارجعنا.
Good. And na'amal, no bouncing of the ain. Keep the control when you squeeze the throat. Keep it squeezed while you finish the tawassud. Don't relax for the ain until you finish. Na'amal.
نعمل.
See, can you hear that bounce? Na'a, na'a.
Yeah.
So that's happening because you go to the ain, you squeeze, you say na, And then just before you finish, you start relaxing. You say na'a. You start relaxing. So don't relax, keep it tense. Na'amal.
نعمل.
Yes, there was a little bit still, right?
Mm,
It's better than before, but it's still there towards the end. Again, keep it going right until you finish it.
نعمل.
Na'amal.
نعمل.
Good. Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khairan, Pupaji. Sister Isha, the last part, inna, we prolong the gunna on inna, and then we have, of course, the alif mad for the 2 counts. And then muqinun, don't forget the wow, mad wow again is 2 counts. The qaf, this qaf, remember, is the heavy qaf, and it's the qaf from the soft palate. So make sure this is the one which is further back. You don't want to be saying ki, you want to say qi, okay? Inna muqinun.
إنا موقنون.
Good. Barakallah fiki. Alhamdulillah. Let's say this ayah one time from the beginning, inshallah. Sister Shireen, if you could join me for this, and then inshallah we will continue next time. ولو ترى إذ المجرمون ناكسوا رؤوسهم عند ربهم ربنا.
ولو ترى إذ المجرمون ناكسوا رؤوسهم عند ربهم ربنا
بارك فيكي. ربنا أبصرنا وسمعنا فارجعنا نعمل صالحا.
ربنا أبصرنا وسمعنا فارجعنا نعمل صالحا
إنا موقنون.
إنا موقنون.
Barakallah fiki. You just need to practice, inshallah, with the hunan, Sister Shireen. When you say muqinun, mu, not mu.
Yeah,
You remember, so
move.
practice the oo. For
Yeah.
practice saying oo first, then add the meme later, and then same with the noon part at the end. Say oo nu, oo nu. The endings should be the same. The sound flow for the clear oo at the end should be the same, and then try to put it back into the word, inshallah. And I will be listening out for this next time, inshallah. Jazakallah khairan. بارك الله لي ولكم في القرآن الحكيم ونفعني وإياكم بالآية والذكر الحكيم. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.